What's up? Welcome back to Cover 2 with
B-Woo.
Earl Knows It All, man. And B-Woo, what's going on, man? I see you're decked out in your Falcons gear.
Hey, man, we got to put it on. No matter what, we bleed red and black, man.
Ooh, man. So how was your week, man, before we get into these games, man? How are things going for you?
Man, it was pretty good up until about 1 o'clock or so. Then,
seems to be the case a lot.
It was a beautiful day in the city. It was a beautiful day in the city. And then some cloud just...
a gray cloud
came over the beautiful skies of the ATL, man.
Lord have mercy, man. It happens to the best of them, man.
But how's it going for you, though?
It's going well, man. I ain't gonna complain, man. Sometimes you get some mishaps, but hey, you roll with the punches.
You gotta roll with them, man.
I'm doing better than a lot of folks in the league this week. Ritter, Josh McDaniels, hey, man. It could be worse.
Yeah, man. Indeed. It really could be a lot worse.
This is true.
But for both of us, man. But nonetheless, let's get into it.
The Blitz. Man, we starting with the Chiefs going out to Germany, man, and taking on the Dolphins. And a interesting game, man. A game I thought would be a lot more high scoring than it was, but they get the victory 21-14 over the Dolphins. And what you think about that one, man? Did it turn out the way you thought it would?
Man, it was a tale of two halves for this game here. Yep. You had the Chiefs jumping out 21 to what? 0?
21 and a half.
21 and nothing at halftime.
Yep.
Thought the Chiefs was just going to run away with this game.
Looked like it.
And the second half came up, and Tua and Morset got it together for the Dolphins. And thank you, Pick.
I picked the Dolphins, man, and I was looking pretty good until that last drive, man.
Right.
Third down play, Tua had a wide open man break into the end zone, and he threw a dead duck, man. I don't know what happened. And after that, fourth down, fumble.
Bad snap.
Bad snap, and that's all she wrote, man.
And that's the way you had to end this story.
Yeah, man. She was only 19. Man. It was over with, man. Bedtime after that.
Bedtime after that,
or
man.
Or breakfast time.
Well, breakfast, right. Because, like I said, man, I woke up and the time change really threw me off on a lot of things this morning. I woke up and I said, oh, man, wait a minute. It's a game on.
Football, man. Morning football on the East Coast.
Yeah. So, that caught me by surprise. So, I didn't really tune into that because, I was taking my pregame nap before my game nap. So,
Man, we got these great beards, man. These folks gonna think we watch you out talking about these naps and stuff.
Man, nonetheless, though, I mean, hey, it was a good game, that wind up for the folks over there in Germany to experience. Man.
And we talked last week. We said, hey, man, we keep trying to pick these teams, and you ended it with to be the man, you got to beat the man. And the Chiefs seem
Chiefs seem like they still holding the fort down. The great Ric Flair said, hey, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And they're still seeming to be the man right now.
Now there's a contender for them though, to be beat, and that's the team that I chose to win the AFC. The Ravens dominated the Seahawks today, 37-3. That's the second time they beat down one of the NFC powers, I guess. If I use that term lightly, but one of the better teams in the NFC.
One of the better teams in the NFC.
Lamar and those guys keep it going. ODB got in the end zone for the first time. It was,
happy birthday to you.
There you go, ODB,
birthday TDs. So
a good way to celebrate, man. And with a big victory too. So the Ravens, they look like they are kind of shaping into form, and they may have something to say about what goes in the AFC as well.
The AFC, the Ravens, they've always seemed to be that kind of team that does, so well
in the regular
season. And then they have some kind of mishap in the playoffs. Whatever it may be in the playoffs. It always winds up to be an interesting game with them. But some kind of way.
They come up short. Since Lamar has been there.
But their name is always in the conversation.
It's in the mix
as one of the possible teams to emerge. And like I said, with the Bills, looking like they might not be. It could be.
We'll see. At the time of this taping, they're about to kick off against Cincinnati. So two other possible contenders in the AFC. So
it seemed like those three teams are always
right there in the mix.
Right there in the mix.
True. Now, we got to get into it, man. You said, the birds was chirping. The Falcons opened up the roof. They dropped the roof. It was a drop the roof Sunday.
They dropped the roof Sunday.
And
till about 1 o'clock.
Why they made God have to see that, man?
Hey, man. I don't know, man, but I truly think these guys over there at the Benz, man, it doesn't happen well for them no matter what. They always seem to come up short, and I think these guys might be cursed, man.
Man.
And they just I don't know, man.
Early in the season, I asked, was the Bears cursed?
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you that the Falcons are, man.
It is like every single weekend, man. Like no matter who the opponent is, what's going on in this game, and early on in this game, it seemed like a lot of things were going
their way. Should have been. But if you're a Falcon fan, though, you knew you could see. You can see the little crumbs like they leave when
and
get a field goal instead of a touchdown.
The rookie quarterback who came in, when he got knocked down and he was laid out, I said, damn it, man. That is the worst thing that could have happened to the Falcons is to knock the rookie quarterback out, and then Dobbs come in, and, man, he does.
Dobbs had to tell him. He walked up to the coach, hey, coach, I'm on the team, man.
Yeah, man.
I guess I can come in and help y'all out today.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
From what we hear, Joshua Dobbs did not take any snaps at practice. He still was learning his teammates' name. He didn't do anything with the offense or anything.
That is bad.
Not like scout team or none of that stuff.
That is bad.
And he came in, he had never thrown to the receivers, none of this stuff.
Enough with that, man. Enough with that. That is bad, man. Like,
hey, man. It's just part of the course, as they say, being a Falcon fan.
Yeah, but Dobbs did his thing.
He did.
And
made a huge play on. He won the game on the 4th and 7.
Yeah,
they had him sacked. It looked like it should have been over with, and he got a 22-yard first down scramble. And then after that, they throw the ball in the end zone for a touchdown, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah, it really was.
Might be some more history going on. Somebody else need to be history.
It really was, but we'll get into the rest of the
we will
later on, man.
Now, another maybe the best game of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I had this game in my pretty good games. I took it out of there and said, maybe.
Right.
Buccaneers went down to Houston, took on the Texans, and C.J. Stroud balled out of control, man. Broke some records today.
Set some records, broke some.
Had 5 touchdowns. I think that tied the rookie record passes. And then broke the passing yardage record. 470 yards.
Yep, he did, man.
Big day for C.J. Stroud.
Yep, and C.J. Stroud, man, he has proven that he should have been the number 1 pick in this NFL draft this year.
I'm sure the Carolina fans definitely feel that way.
Like, man, this guy is doing it, man. Like he is setting records and doing things that unexpected from.
They're 4-4. They are in the playoff hunt.
Which
nobody expected.
Nobody expected it. I think they won with 3 games last year. So man, they've already
eclipsed they winning record
from last year. So, CJ Stroud definitely going to be the rookie of the year.
Yeah,
there is no doubt about that, man. And the guy is doing big things, man. In the NFL. Yep. Bryce Young went number 1, but like I said, I bet you down in Carolina, they're looking at this game.
Would have happened differently.
They're looking at this game and their game that they just played today, man.
Yeah, Bryce Young threw 3 picks today, 2 pick sixes. Now, like I said last week, they beat the Texans, so that was like they Super Bowl, I guess. Because I don't know if they're gonna win no more games in Carolina, but yeah, like you said, C.J. Stroud is definitely looking like he should have been the first pick, man.
Right.
Now,
he's the guy.
Speaking of people who should have been or shouldn't have been in their job, the Raiders fired their coach this week, man. The GM and the coach. Josh McDaniels was fired, as well as
gotta let it go.
Gotta let it go. I think you need to let it go. Yeah. As well as their GM David Ziegler. Now, Josh McDaniels got fired. B-Woo. Sounds like based on his love for the Patriots, man.
You gotta let it go, man. He sounds like a guy who is explaining or trying to tell his new girlfriend, wife, whatever, about some old woman that he dealt with. And man, they ain't trying to hear it, man. They is not trying to hear it, and that's what probably caused you your job in the long run. Yeah. Like, man, you can't come in here talking about what you did and getting mad about someone else talking about the Patriots, and you here with us, man. Like, you
sound like you still want to be with them.
You sound like you still want to be with them, and you're belittling the guys in your locker room, man. And not showing that you
can't be a coach that points the finger. Like, you got to be, if you're going to be the leader, you typically have to be like, it's on me.
It's on me.
I got to get them prepared better. But he's been a guy that's pointing the fingers at the players.
Yeah, they said there was a lot of that, know, he was pointing fingers at the players about players not making certain plays and, not
all
holding.
All the time it may have been his play calling.
All the time it might have been his play calling. But when you look at, Josh's body of work and, the teams that he dodged and bailed on, and, like, I probably wouldn't even took a –
I wonder why the Raiders hired this man to start with.
Yeah,
the Raiders have been bad for the last 20 years, and, they used to be a storied franchise back when Al Davis ran things, man.
Yeah, but, 80s and 70s,
Yeah, but they hired Josh McDaniels. That was weird to me, unless – well, it was some rumors about Tom Brady maybe going there, but unless Tom Brady was coming there, why are you hiring Josh McDaniels, man?
Yeah, man.
Like, he's famous for Tom Brady winning Super Bowls.
Yeah.
That's about it, man.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, like you said, he wanted. It seems like he wants to be in New England. His services are now available to go back to New England,
and he very well might wind back up there. If New England even,
I'm gonna go out on the limb and say, old Dollar Bill is gonna welcome him back, man.
Man, he gonna give him the attaboy treatment.
Hey, man,
you know how it go. Welcome back home, and.
He did. We seen this story before. That's what happened the last time he got fired. So,
so I don't know, man, but that is you, bro. You just probably talked yourself out of any other jobs.
He should have definitely, I don't think if you hire him at this point as a head coach, you've lost your mind.
You've lost your mind. You definitely have, because he is not. He's going to show your squad any loyalty.
No,
he's a Lane Kiffin.
He want to be. He want to be Lane Kiffin, the former Raiders coach too, man.
Man.
They picked some bad ones, man.
Speaking of the Raiders and their coaches and things, man, like we were just saying, like the franchise is in a bad place. Yeah, they're in a real bad place, and they can't seem to
get out their own way.
They can't seem to get out their own way. Seems like where players go to die, or careers go to die.
It's been that way for. You got to think, man. We thought Randy Moss was dead when he went there.
Yeah,
he just happened to get rescued and had went to the Patriots and balled out. But man, it is. It's been that way, man.
And then you see Devontae go there, and he's
Devontae Adams was the best receiver in the league, man. Look what they did to him, man.
Yeah, man. So
it's
the Raiders are one of the teams that was the Raiders.
Story franchise, man. Like you said, man.
Now, they
laughing stock.
Almost of here in these last few years, man.
True.
It's not look good for any.
They won today. They blew out. Now the perfect antidote for getting right is playing the New York Giants. So they got the perfect antidote. Antonio Pierce got his first victory as an interim coach, man. We'll see what happens with him, and maybe this is the guy that can turn him around. Who knows, man?
Yeah, maybe I don't know. They get another chance next week against another
New York
team that's not that good. So the best way to conquer a loss is with a win.
That's true.
And stringing a couple wins off. So
that's true.
Maybe
like I said, man. They in Vegas, man. I always bet on black, man. You turn out all right.
Okay, yes, sir, indeed.
Yeah, moving right along, man. The last game that we got to talk about this. We received a text while we were recording this.
Yeah.
Asking about my Eagles and what's up with them. The Eagles won today. They snuck out a victory, I'll say, I guess, against the Cowboys, man. It's a division game, man. Hard-fought game, but I will say the Eagles have not looked as good as I thought they would, but lo and behold, they're 8-1, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you got to win them. If you keep winning, hey.
Man, the NFL know what they're doing when they set these games up because you look at, okay, we're sitting here talking about who's going to win the NFC.
Yeah.
And, you see the Cowboys, and we were thinking,
they had the ball with 10 seconds left or whatever, down at the 10-yard line, and that couldn't get them in the end zone. They got a false start. They got a delay of game penalty, and that was it pretty much.
Yeah, man. So, you're looking at who's the who in the NFC. The verdict is still out.
It still remains to be seen.
Because
I think there's a team. We've talked about this team, and maybe we can get into it a little later. I think we will get into it later, but yeah, it's interesting. It's wide open.
It's wide open.
If
you look at the Cowboys and they, and then the Eagles, they lost to Washington a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Then you look at the Cowboys, they lost to the Cardinals.
True.
So.
Yeah.
Then you look at them like, man, the NFL sets these games up and keep you in suspense.
Any given Sunday, man, it's the most. It's like the greatest soap opera in the world, man.
Will ever be sold.
Yeah.
But it is very interesting to see what the NFC and AFC teams are going to do as we come into the second half of the season.
Yeah.
And these games begin to get a little more interesting, and the season starts to play out.
Yeah.
But even if the Cowboys do submerge
you can't trust the Cowboys.
Yeah, man.
The Cowboys will find a way.
The Cowboys are gonna find a way, but we can.
We're gonna. This is what we can do, man. We'll take a little break.
Okay.
We're gonna go over some fantasy stats, and then
all right,
we got some things to get into. A couple hot topics.
All right. Sound good.
We'll be right back after this.
But I gotta know what's your
And welcome back to Cover 2. B Woo, Earl knows it all, and man, we haven't done this in a minute, but we're gonna kind of highlight some of the fantasy players. I haven't been playing fantasy this year, man. I retired a champion, and I heard that your team is struggling a little bit, man.
Yeah, man. My team is currently struggling. Although we're winning, but it's very possible that we could lose this game. But right now, I did make a major change on my defense.
Okay.
That helped me, probably stay in this game.
Okay.
And I took I set the Cowboys defense.
That was a good idea.
And I had Detroit there on the bye, and I picked up the Colts, which was playing.
That shit gets you over the hump, man. They got two
which were playing
the Panthers.
The Panthers today. Yeah. So that's what's really got me in the fight right now.
That was a good pick.
I think that was a good coaching move. We'll see how if it plays out on the field. But let's run down.
So I'm gonna go in reverse because we're gonna talk about this last guy in a little bit. So the top wide receivers, man, Houston had a problem. They gave the Buccaneers a problem. Tank Dell. I got to be 100% honest with you, B-Woo. Never heard of this gentleman before today, but I did see him catch the game with a touchdown. Mm-hmm. He had 29 points today, 29.6. Noah Brown for the Houston Texans also had 27.3 points. Mm-hmm. And then Amari Cooper was our third leading scorer, 24.9 points on the day. Those are our top fantasy receivers.
Yeah, I seen Amari catch the fluke touchdown that
Deshaun Watson
was throwing.
We got to talk about Deshaun Watson at some point, too.
Yeah, I seen that.
That ain't looking good, but that was
a great
touchdown.
A lot of fantasy owners was glad
they
about
was happy about that.
About that catch there for him.
Yep,
so it turned out right for him on that.
For our running backs, man, now I'm assuming this man's name is Rachaad White. That's the way it looks like it is pronounced. Tampa Bay's running back, though, he led the day with 27.9 points. Mm-hmm. Ramondre Stevenson had 22.9 points. Had a big play for the Patriots. I saw he got a big touchdown. And then Josh Jacobs, man. I don't know if he finished with this amount of points. Let me check that to make sure. At one point, he had 20 points. But, Josh Jacobs finished with 21.8 points as well. So those are our top three fantasy running backs. And then our top fantasy quarterbacks. You had the two quarterbacks in that Eagles and Cowboys showdown. Both of them put up pretty good games. 25.88 for Jalen Hurts, my quarterback, the Eagles. Dak had a good game, man.
Dak had a good game.
No interceptions, 3
interceptions,
TDs, 374 yards. He had 28.36 fantasy points.
Okay.
And then the man of the hour, man, Mr. C.J. Stroud.
Yes,
we
indeed.
talked about him breaking records, 470 yards passing, 5 TDs. He finished with 41.8 fantasy points. He was the top fantasy man overall. So if you had C.J. Stroud, you were feeling really good about yourself, man. And perfect segue here. 4 downs. Into our 4 down segment, man. New segment where we're going to give you, sort of the 4 hot topics that we think are something to look for going forward in the season, man. C.J. Stroud, our first down topic. I'm going to go ahead and say it, people. Maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I think C.J. Stroud is going to be the best quarterback in the NFL in the next 3 years, man.
Oh, man.
Y'all probably say, what is in this cup?
Yeah, man. That's you're saying a lot right there.
He's already performing at a very high level.
Yeah, man.
He has the Texans 4-4. We never thought that would happen. He's looked very good throughout the season, man. Now I know there's some other candidates for that.
Man,
3 years from now, Patrick Mahomes will still be 31.
Yeah, you're saying, yeah.
And alive, hopefully, and all of that. So
the Magic Man might have something to say about that, man. I mean, that's
the one point of contention I'll give you, man.
Yeah,
Mr. Mahomes, man.
Mahomes is, doing his thing.
He is,
and
may very well get a third Super Bowl.
May not though. But with the way the league is changing ever so fastly, and a lot of times the quarterback usually be the last guy standing on the team.
Yeah.
And when you think about the things that Mahomes does, you said 31 in a few years, still relatively young.
That is.
C.J. Stroud may be coming into C.J. Stroud that you're thinking that he's going to come into.
Yeah.
So I would say this, it will still be in 3 years at this point, it'll still be Mahomes. You may have a C.J. Stroud come along and compete and contend. But that's
that's how much of a fan I am of C.J. Stroud, though.
Okay, yeah. I mean, C.J. Stroud,
he looked very good, man.
He looked very good, and when, like you said, earlier we was talking, you said, man, I knew this guy was gonna be good when he played, Georgia,
and performed well.
And he did very well.
NFL defense, a lot of them guys got drafted in the NFL and playing well in the NFL.
Yeah, so I mean, when you look at that and you look at him and you say, okay, yeah, man, this guy he got a chance. He might have a chance to be, the best quarterback in the league.
What I meant to say was the best quarterback not named Patrick Mahomes.
Not named Patrick Mahomes, yeah. Right. So I think that's what you might have was trying to get at. But it's a stage. It is a stage waiting to be set up.
And he is one of the candidates. Yeah. Like you said, Mahomes is there. We hear what's your guy in San Diego? I keep saying L.A. They love him. Justin Herbert. Everybody talks about him. Right. Trevor Lawrence, of course, is another guy that was a top pick that's been good. Jalen Hurts. Yeah. Lamar Jackson, but Tua, if Tua can stay healthy, he's got a lot of weapons, but I will put
let's see, and because
I know it's only
a lot
been
of
8 games.
Right, let's see what this guy does next season. Yeah. Because you have guys like Purdy. Yeah. Who came in last year and
and now 2 of these things are not the same. Purdy was a 7th round pick, and we didn't really know who Purdy was before he came. So,
right, we didn't, but let's just pump our brakes a little bit and let us get a full season on CJ, and we'll see what goes on.
We'll see what happens with him. To be determined, man. To be continued. Right. Now, our second down topic. This is one near and dear to my heart and maybe yours too, man. Arthur Smith will be fired at the end of the season, people. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Mr. Arthur Smith is going to coach his last game, in January this year for the Falcons?
Man, I almost said I hope so, but I almost said I hope so, man. But
you hear the whispers, though, man. You hear the whispers?
Yeah,
People talking about, has he lost the locker room or?
Yeah, man. I mean that is. You hate to see a guy lose his job, but then it's some people.
Well, he's rich though, man.
It's some people
like
you don't.
Rich people in America.
It's some people you don't really hate to see lose their job. If
like the football coach of your team if he's messing it up.
Right. So but if he was even a better character guy. Because he's not very media friendly.
We live in Atlanta. If you don't know, I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
And that's been the talk all week, man. Like he's kind of arrogant.
Right.
He doesn't answer the questions, or he gives you like a smug kind of off-putting attitude, man. Whenever he's dealing with the media.
So man. Then when you got a guy like Arthur Blank as the owner, you kind of, and Arthur Blank
he likes to hold on.
He likes to hold on to his people, man, man, let's stay tuned.
Let's say this though, Arthur Blank is not getting any younger,
right?
And so he wants a Super Bowl, man.
Well, he did.
I guess he did.
I think he was fine with getting the soccer
man, Atlanta. I love Atlanta United though.
I think he was fine with that, but
dang,
because let's look at Arthur Blank and talk about when he first took over this team, and the moves that he was as an owner.
Was joyous, man.
Yeah,
Smith used to own the team, Rankin Smith and all that, man.
And Arthur was never scared to cut a check.
He wasn't, man. If you went to dinner with Arthur Smith, he was gonna get his man.
Yeah,
he would get the big name guy.
He would go. He would write the check and spend the money to get the things done. I don't know if he's still that guy that'll cut a check.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. He tried to go get Deshaun Watson. I'm kind of happy that didn't happen, I guess, because you could be paying. The good thing about Desmond Ridder and Tyler Heineke is that you're not really paying them that much. So if you need to get off of them, you can. But if you was giving Deshaun Watson $230 million, and it was looking how it's looking for him in Cleveland, like.
Well, one thing I can say about whether will Arthur Smith be fired,
and he got rid of his boy. Not to cut you off. Yeah. Matt Ryan, that's his boy. So I mean, maybe he still got a little fight left in him, man.
And he's well. I'm not gonna say, but I'm definitely not gonna say that because we probably be shut down if I said that.
Don't get shut down.
But speaking of Arthur Blank and we gonna
moving right along.
Yeah, moving right along. We gonna say this though. About Arthur Smith, you're not making yourself real likable here in the city. And one thing I can say about Arthur Blank is that he cares
about
how the fans feel, and the fans are really, crying out right now, shouting out, not even crying anymore, but shouting out that hey, this guy's a horrible play caller.
Yeah,
he is not doing the things that he needs to do to get this team. We should be at least 3 games over 500.
And now you 1 game under. And you running away with this division.
And we talk about the roller coaster season, and this is where we are on a roller coaster. Yeah, it's not Riddles this week. Riddle's not even in the game.
Can't blame him.
Heineken is who we thought he was.
True.
He came in and
he giveth and he taketh away.
Came in and did what I expected him to do, but I also expected the defense and the play calling to be scripted a little bit more better. So, man, will he be fired? I don't know. Let's
we'll keep our eyes open on that one too. Yeah. Now, our third down, we talked about teams that are challenging for the NFC. We talked about the Cowboys. We talked about the Eagles. I'm gonna go ahead and step out here on the limb, B-Woo. We talked about this team early on in the season preview. You picked them to win their division. The Lions will win the NFC, man. Get me out. I'm an Eagles fan, and I've said this, but I just looked at their schedules today, man. The Eagles, next 4 games. They got Kansas City Chiefs next week.
Right.
Buffalo Bills after that.
Right.
San Francisco 49ers. And then they got the Cowboys again. 4 very tough games. Now, after that, they play the Giants twice, and they got the Cardinals. But the Eagles could go 2-2 in those games.
I see 2-2.
1-3 maybe, or they could win 3-1 either way. But the Lions, on the other hand, who are only 1 game back of the Eagles right now, they have a very favorable schedule, man. So that's part of why I say I think they may get home field and could win the NFC. The Lions' next couple games, they have the Chargers, who, if you've been following me, I say don't ever trust the Chargers. They got the Bears after that. They got the Packers. They got the Saints. They got the Bears again. The Broncos. The Vikings, who we don't know who will be quarterbacking for them. Maybe Dobbs, maybe not. The Cowboys, who by that time will probably be in full cowboy mode. The Vikings to close it out. So, I mean, if you want to say the Cowboys are maybe a tough game for them, that's really on paper that's the only team that's over 500 that they play.
Well, I mean, the Detroit Lions and Chicago Bears, that's
a division rivalry.
Division rivalry, and they have them 2 times. And don't know what situation the Bears will be in at that point.
If it's still Beijing, it's gonna be ugly, man.
Even if it's Fields, because the Bears are in a bad situation. Yeah. The Bears could be well playing spoiler, or they could.
What to say? What 1, 2, 3, Cancun? They may be ready
right
by that time.
So, but when you talk about the Detroit Lions, could they, dethrone?
You got the Eagles,
and the Cowboys, and emerge. Because right now the Eagles are sitting with a 3-game lead in their division over the Cowboys.
True.
So the Cowboys could cowboy this thing. When we get into December, how they
That's
do.
why I said that last game they'll be in full cowboy mode.
I could see Detroit beating either one of those teams.
Yeah.
So
especially you got to think, man, Detroit. And also, a lot of people forget this, but we got it. It's happened as a fact. Jared Goff is a Super Bowl quarterback. Didn't win it, but he went to the Super Bowl against the Patriots back in the day with the Rams. So, he has that experience. And he's played well for them, man. That defense is better this year. And their offense, they got a good running game. Like, they got a lot of weapons. A lot of things can line up for them, man. I think I might like the Lions, man.
Hey, stay tuned for the new hat, man. You're going to come in with a new hat.
I can be bought.
But, hey, listen here, though. Like I said, the Detroit Lions, they're a very strong team. Look like they are. I don't know, they if they will pull it out or not. But, they could very well. I can see them,
With it being wide open, crazier things have happened.
Crazier things have happened. And like I said, right now in the NFC, there is no one who I can just say, hey, they're going to run away with this thing, and it's going to be them in Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Well, that brings us to 4th down, because you say it's going to be them and Mahomes. My 4th down topic, the Ravens are the best team in the NFL. They will win the AFC, and listen to me, the Ravens will win the Super Bowl, man. I'm going to say it right here today, November 5th, 2023. Mark this down. Ravens will win the Super Bowl. It's only water in here. Only water in here.
Hey, you're sticking your neck out here a lot, man. And
I like the Ravens, man. I like Lamar.
You've been pushing this Eagles and Lamar, Hurts and Jalen and Lamar Super Bowl, which probably would be very interesting.
It would be, man. That'd be a good Super Bowl entertaining game.
To see. But again, like I said earlier, man, some way, somehow, Lamar just can't get it done in the playoffs, man.
I think he is due.
He's been due.
Well, I mean, Lamar's still young, man. He's due now.
He's been due.
I'm gonna name a couple quarterbacks for you that had some playoff struggles and eventually broke through.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning, he couldn't beat the Patriots. He struggled. Yeah. He got beat by the Jets one year, 41-0 in the playoffs. Great regular season always in it, and eventually won MVPs like Lamar Jackson's done. Eventually got there with the Colts and finally won one. And then, stole one with the Broncos later on. But, it can happen, man. Another quarterback, Matt Ryan. In my book, the game ended when it was 28-3. So, Matt Ryan struggled. Always, the Falcons were always kind of in contention, right there with the Packers and some of the other teams.
Yeah.
Broke through, got to the Super Bowl, and were not for the boy genius Kyle Shanahan, he would have a Super Bowl right now, man. But that's a story for another day. So
yeah.
You just kind of look at that trajectory. Matt Ryan won the MVP that year, got to the so. I think every now and then these quarterbacks kind of break through, man. I'm just banking on Lamar will finally break through this year. Things are gonna fall right for him.
I don't see the Ravens having the team, the supporting cast around Lamar that I see with Dallas, that I see with the Eagles.
I won't argue with you.
I don't see Lamar as being the player that can just put this team on his back and Lamar is a remarkable player.
See Lamar doing that, man. That's where
he's
we differ.
He's a remarkable player. Yeah. Probably one of the more exciting quarterbacks in the league. May needs to do a little more with his feet.
Well, and he's saving that for the playoffs, man. Right now, that's what I think he's doing. I saw a tweet today. He apologized to all the fantasy owners that have him. He's like, my bad, bro. But I mean, we up 37-3. I ain't finna take these hits, man. Like,
Hey,
you gotta save it for the championship.
I get all that, and I understand all that. But again, I think at the end of the day, the Ravens don't have the pieces in place for Lamar to actually, come away.
Remember, B. Wu said this too now.
With a Super Bowl ring.
They got a Super Bowl coach too, man.
When I look at what the Eagles have on their roster, the players, on offense, defense.
Yeah. So here's the thing. In the NFC, the Eagles got to deal with San Fran. As much as I hate San Fran, if they can figure out and get Purdy back right or get healthy, it's still gonna be tough.
And looking at San Fran, I've seen them falling off in the wilderness. They dropped two games straight.
3 in a row.
My bad. 3
Give
games.
them all their losses now.
Three.
Don't take none of Shanahan losses from them.
They dropped 3 games in a row, and they're not looking like San Fran from 3 weeks ago. Yeah. So I don't,
But I think those NFC teams may beat up on each other, and in the AFC, I mean, so I'm probably gonna get some hate mail from Kansas City people since I said C.J. Stroud was gonna be better than Patrick Mahomes, and I said the Ravens gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
but
I don't know how
remember,
you just keep squatting on Mahomes in Kansas City.
I remember in the AFC preview, I remember a wise man said, "I just don't think the Kansas City Chiefs gonna do it. I don't know." That wise man was you, B-Woo. I see you changed though that as the season has went.
Well, no, I've said I don't see Kansas City has came out as the forefront, the front runner.
Yeah.
And I think with this win over the Dolphins today,
you think that did it?
And I think they said, "Hey, let's drop our arrow right here, Mr. B-Woo, and let me show you. We still that team."
Okay. They got a tough matchup coming on next week.
Yeah, so I mean,
they got to go to Philly.
When you start throwing these unproven teams out here, you got to go back to what we said. You got to be the man to beat the man. I mean, so I don't see nobody's been the man yet
over Mahomes.
Over Mahomes, yeah, and
fair enough.
So Lamar has been on this journey for a long time to be in it.
Not that
even Mahomes. Yeah,
Mahomes, I think he may have came out the year before Mahomes, or maybe they were in the same draft.
I mean, I don't know.
We can't let Mahomes and people like Brady. You can't let what they've done skew how we look at some of these other players, because nobody wins Super Bowls like that out the gate unless you Mahomes or Brady, pretty much. So
right. Well, I mean,
Lamar's kind of had a natural progression, man, and I think hopefully I'm thinking things will break right for them. That's what I'm saying. A little bit of luck, because it takes a little bit of luck sometimes. If you remember, I know I remember because it was a very fun run when the Falcons went on that run to the Super Bowl. Stuff that never happens to the Falcons was happening. Vic Beasley, y'all probably don't even know who Vic Beasley is, who was a bust, went crazy and just had like 15 sacks that year. Like, stuff that never happens, people stepped up. Matt Ryan won the MVP.
It was a very magical year.
It was magical. So I think as we get to the second half of the season, that's what I'm predicting. You may see some magic from Lamar Jackson, man, and the Ravens. They've been spanking people the last couple of weeks. They kind of, you know.
Let's see how that plays out in December. Because really the season don't start till December.
That's true, man. That's true. So those were our 4 downs, man. We'll see. This will live in either infamy or I'll be right one, man. We'll find out, man. Forever. So yeah, mark that down though, man. That's our
Indeed
4 downs, man, for this week. B-Woo, man, you got anything for the people besides that, man? Anything else you're looking forward to in the next couple weeks?
Man, I am looking forward to my Falcons finally getting in the win column and doing it on a consistent basis.
Well,
and I speak for everyone in the 404 area code that wear that bird and bleed red and black. We are sick and tired of this product that we getting seen put out here every week, man. And it's gotta be
Cardinals next week, man.
That doesn't mean anything, man. Like we like all these games have been winnable, man.
Hold on, man.
When
they have been. But the Cardinals, we don't even know who play quarterback for the Cardinals right now.
We might lose to the Carolina Panthers again.
Nah, I don't think they're going to do
We
that.
could very well lose to, like, this team is so much in disarray, man, and it is bad, man. It's really bad. Just as I told you a few weeks ago before we got the one win, and now, you know, Heineken, look at, man, we bring Heineken in, and we still couldn't get a win today. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know, man.
Fan, man.
I don't know, man. Like, at this point, you just watch the games to enjoy them, and, you know, and
that's all you can do, man.
And you know, the Falcons are always in their games. I mean, they always find a way.
Very exciting game, man. That's one thing they'll do. And throughout the Arthur Smith regime or reign, they've played some exciting games, man. Yeah. It comes down to the final drive pretty much every game, so can't be mad at it.
Indeed.
Like I said, that's our show for this week, man. We want to make sure you guys do us a favor, and I'll say do yourself a favor. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with a friend, man. If you know somebody that loves football, we giving you the best football content, NFL content in the world. I'm going to go ahead and say it, man. I'm making a lot of proclamations today. None are more true than that one. B-Woo, one of the best at it. A Falcon fan. I don't know how he keeps coming in here and living with the Falcons, but hey, man, he's a resilient guy.
Hey, man, you gotta do it. You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
You gotta do it, man. That's what it's about, man.
You know,
we were explaining this to a young gentleman about what it means to be a fan. So
resilience plays off in the long run.
It does.
Whether
man.
you live to see it or not, it pays off in the long run. You know, so
there you go, man.
Yeah, man. We thank y'all.
Yes, sir.
You know, thanks again for the support.
Yes.
Hilltop Media, Cover 2. We appreciate everything you guys are doing. Continue liking and subscribing, and we'll see you.
Tell a friend, tell a hater. We got to make sure we say that.
Yeah. Oh, well, most definitely. You got to tell them haters.
Tell them. And we out.
All right.